Good morning and welcome to the video for Monday, July the 20th. This is going to be a video for our upcoming fifth graders. So last week we were talking about working with adding and subtracting fractions, as well as multiplying fractions. Today we're going to be talking about division working with fractions, and there's going to be two different ways that works. And so let's take a look at those. One of the ways that we can use division with fractions is to make the division portion, or excuse me, the divisor portion, the fraction. And so we could say that we have three entire shapes if we wanted to separate these out like this. So you can see each individual shape. We have three whole shapes and we are dividing them into thirds. And so we want to figure out how many total parts we are going to have for three whole shapes if we divide those shapes into thirds. And so we would end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so if we look at the related multiplication fact, we could do 9 times 1/3. And so thinking about what we did on Thursday, you can do 9 times 1, and that would give us 9 for the top number, divided by 3, which would be our bottom number. And so that would give us an answer of 3. The other way we can look at this is to have the dividend, the number that we're starting with, be the fraction. And we are going to divide it by a whole number. So what we are saying with this particular problem, 1/4 divided by 2, is we are taking 1/4 of a shape and we are splitting that up into two equal size pieces. And so what this might look like is, let's say I get 1/4 pound of hamburger, and I am going to split it equally up into 2 hamburger patties. What would be the size of each hamburger patty? That would be a real world example where we might see this. Usually you're going to find a larger burger than that, but let's say that that's what we're doing. And so we would end up with 1/8 size pieces or burgers if we were looking at the weight, because 1/8 times 2 equals 1/4. And so actually what this would be 2/8, and then we would reduce it down to 1/4 using division to find our equivalent fraction of 1/4. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So depending on whether or not the fraction comes first or second is going to tell us a lot about what our answer should look like. If the fraction is coming first, then we're going to have a fraction as an answer. And we can use our multiplication facts to help us. We can do 5 times 5 to get 1/25. If we take 4 of these and split each of them up into 1/8 size pieces, we can multiply 4 times 8 to figure out the number of pieces there would be, and that would be 32. If I start with one of these little tiny blue pieces, 1/3 of a whole, and split that up into 7 equal parts, then each of my equal parts would be 1/21 of a whole, assuming that we had the rest of the shape to be a whole. And then the last one, if I take 9 of something and cut each of those 9 pieces in half, how many total pieces would I be left with after that? It would be the answer to 9 times 2, which would be 18. So those are the things I wanted to introduce for today. I think that I'm probably getting a little bit better at explaining this part. I think there was a little bit of confusion last year with the way that I was trying to explain it. And so you guys will benefit from what I've figured out as far as a better way to explain it than what I originally did last year for last year's group of fourth graders. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me if that explanation doesn't exactly make sense. As we get into later years, Excuse me, I'm thinking fifth grade, so this is for fifth grade. Um, as we get into later years, specifically next year, there will be a specific strategy that we will always use to talk about how to find the answer to the division problem. But we will work on that another day. Hope your summer is going well. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be a week from Monday.